So who is this Senamile Masango, from small beginnings? As you see there, my hometown, that one road there, KwaNongoma, in KwaZulu-Natal, South Africa, one of the most disadvantaged small town in South Africa. It's where I am from, and the University of Zululand is rated as one of the disadvantaged institutions over the world. And I didn't even go to a private school. I attended a government school, and in South Africa, we're not there yet in terms of education. We're still struggling. Then from this small beginning to become a first African woman to conduct a first African-led experiment at CERN. As you see, I am the only woman in that group, surrounded by men. So from being a rural girl to CERN, to Switzerland, that was very, very big for me. And we made history. And it's a proof that women, we can do it. Nothing is impossible as long as we put an effort to it. Of course, as she said earlier, Khristine said that I even received a congratulation or an acknowledgement from my former president through that experiment, because in South Africa, it's rare for a woman to make that strides. And some may say, oh, maybe she's smart, whatsoever. No, I'm not a straight A student. I work hard. 3 a.m. there is a physicist. Of course, this picture, I captured it around 3 a.m. in South Africa. And from there, my efforts within all those barriers, while I was graduating my MSc, I graduated it with a Cum Laude. Cum Laude means a distinction you get an average of above 75%. Remember, there's a lot of stigma within this field that us as women, we are not capable. So I have to prove myself that this is my belonging. I belong here. I can do it. I always make this example that I don't even recall during my undergrad as a woman writing a different test from men. I don't recall it. We all write the same test, which means we are equals. And and as Senamile, she always seek growth, get involved, go out there and be relevant. I've been all over. This is one of China. I was in China here, seeking the growth. It's time for us as women to get involved. I know most of the time, all these men, they like to exclude us. But when they exclude you, you must include yourself. So for me, I always include myself and ensure that I give the best in me. No, it didn't end there. It didn't end there, I felt like in women, yes, in STEM, not even for only women, even men, we lack leadership. We hardly find leaders that have a scientific background. It's highly time for us to own the leadership. Most of the time we take orders from we wait orders from politicians. We always wait for orders from politicians who knows nothing about science. So it's highly time that we teach our girls leadership, and leadership must be involved in subject in the STEM career. Not only leadership, and also we need entrepreneurs. We need innovators, So from there, as she said, I'm now a board member. I saw a gap and I took it. So I always plan ahead. I know that the shortage of women in science, I have to make it as to work for my advantage, or to work in my favor. So wherever I go, I ensure that I sell myself, I speak out. I'm not a shy person. I always speak out all the time. This is one of Wise Africa and Senamile Masango Foundation is one and the same thing. Senamile Masango Foundation it's named under me, and Wise Africa is under Senamile Masango Foundation. It's more focusing on lobbying and the advancements of women in science. You know, we want to change the perception of science, because young people in my country, and it's not only a South African problem, especially in girls, they are discouraged at an early age that science is not for them. So we always try to highlight and address problems that are faced by women in science. And we also have to tell our own scientific story. I'm currently working on a scientific series that I'm hoping by God's grace that it's going to play on Netflix, because it's highly time that we must tell our own stories. You know, for me, I always lead with my life. And now, from being a scientist to a corporate world as a board member, so I always ensure wherever I go, it's not only about me. I have to bring another woman with me. So as women, we must start from today to bring other women with us. So this is another opportunity that I've opened for corporate people, because again, this is not STEM, it's corporate, but STEM corporate. I'm not sure whether you guys understand me. So again, with those in those companies, the company where I serve as a board member, it deals with nuclear. So there's governance, there's scientific. So now I also identify that the gap that there are few women even in that corporate space, scientific corporate space. Last week, as a chairperson of Research and Development and Technology at NECSA, so we were interviewing the CEO. Out of all the applicants that we have received, we received 51 applicants, only 4 women applied. And out of those 4 women applied, no one qualified. It's highly time as women, even if we can hold those PhD, we must also blend it with leadership degrees. We can do your MBA, you can do your project management, because at some point as women, we must lead these companies. You know, I always say the future is female. We have seen Netherlands, it's all run with all women. Netherlands, that is it's politics. It's all run with women, and they have done well with COVID-19. You know, the response of COVID-19 at Netherlands, it's so out of this world. So we need women who will who are very brave, who can take a stand and say, no, as women, we can be all leaders. As women, we can say no to all the inequalities that we are facing today. So lastly, to all the women here, we must set our goals high and don't stop until you get it. I would like to play this video. It will take, do I still have time?
Yes, Senamile, you have time.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead.
This is just a video. So this is me and my president, the current president of South Africa, because our voice must be heard as women. We must occupy the space. Young people are looking up us. Young girls are looking for us. So we must go there and break all these barriers. Thank you so much.
Bravo, Senamile. Thank you so much. The future is female.
Advice on how to attract the attention of government leaders to support advancement of women in STEM. The person who raised this question is thinking that you were able to meet the president of South Africa and now having an important position in NECSA.
Thank you so much for the question. You must always avail yourself, make your voice heard. And my sister from Pakistan, Hadel, she's in the media. You must also ensure that you brand yourself very well. For me, I stand for education. I stand for women in STEM. So even if you can follow me on my social medias, I'm all about women in STEM. I'm all about education. So it's much easier whenever they want a scientist, a female in South Africa, definitely they are going to call Senamile because it's the way I have brand myself. So it's highly time as women in STEM to go out there to the world. It's not only politics that can move our countries forward, but also science. We can move with science, we can move our country forward. We must ensure that we make people to see a value in science. So if we keep quiet and be shy about it, no one will know about us. So for me, I always go out there and sell myself and sell my brand. So the branding, it's also very important. You must always brand yourself, what you say, where, how, when, you know, and also involved in a lot of organization. Like politicians, you mustn't scared of politicians. They're the one who legislate the rules, you know. They're the one who tells you that this portion of funding must go where and where and where. You must go to the politicians and tell them that, listen, I think we should invest more in this project. Because they don't know, they are not scientists, you know. How can we allow people who are not scientists to determine a future for you? No, it mustn't be like that. I am a scientist. I must go and tell the politician that this is need to be done, not the way around. So it's highly time to take a stand and doing this, ladies, and not only for us, but it's for the next generation. So our girls, the next generation, must come into a better world. We must break all those barriers, get involved, even if you have to go to politics. You must go to politics. We need parliamentarians who are scientists. Why not? We need ministers who are scientists. Minister of Science and Technology is not a scientist. Imagine. In most of the country, we hardly find ministers in science and technology who are scientists. They are not scientists. They are not scientists. So we need women in that space. We need more scientists in that space. We need a lot of role models. You know, people are shy, they're just holding their hands. You know, as I'm holding my hands like this, it's what us women we do in science, and expecting politicians to make decisions for us. Thank you so much. I hope I've answered your question.
Thanks, Senamile. It's really good answer, I must say. I mean, you really covered all points for that question, and in fact you elaborated it, and it's very true that you need to find your voice, which was basically also the topic of Dr. Natasha, that you really need to find that from inside. I know it's very hard. You can get awareness at any age. Sometimes your experience can teach you how to raise your voice for your rights, how to stand for yourself. Yeah, but once you find it, find your voice, then you should know how to use it properly, like how to use it in a good and better way, not for only yourself, but also for other women who are around you. So question is that some women are about themselves and not about all women. It damage institution and particularly other women too. So advise, how can we convince them that the only way to succeed is by supporting each other and by creating a work environment where women can, like, it's just like, how can we convince those women in institute, like at professional level and also in an individual level, like in personal lives?
That is a tough one. Maybe Dr. Bennett can answer that question.
Okay, so
because we are not united as women. I don't know. In South Africa, it is what it is. We are not united as women. We have the pull down syndrome. We always pull one another. Wherever we are, we always quarrel, we always argue. Maybe we need Dr. Bennett's wisdom. Sure. In this one, I think...
I think women are every bit as complicated as men. And that there are selfish people on the planet Earth, and there are generous people on the planet Earth, and there are those who understand the power of collective action, and there are others who don't. And it's better when we work together, but I'm not sure that women are any more ethical or prone to collaboration than men are, and that some aspects of our history have made us less able to work together because we've been so isolated from each other. And so I don't have a magic bullet that's going to cure selfishness.
Can I add this? There's this thing says, "And empowered women empower one another." So if you don't empower another woman, which means you are not empowered yourself. So we must talk more of women empowerment.
Well, as you probably know, the Prime Minister of England said, "I hope there's a special place in hell for women who don't help other women." And,
I need to add something if I am allowed. Yeah, I just want to tell that, see, this problem of jealousy, insecurity, and negative competition is almost everywhere around the world. Even in Pakistan, there are so many females. Like I always say that never go for shortcuts. You cannot be a star overnight. You have to work hard together. Unity is the strength. But there are so many youngsters who we train through the platform of CEO. Like every year we take 5 females and we train them, wherever they want to go, like media, or they want, even if they want to go to NGO or be a generalist or whatever they want to be, RJ, FM. So we train them. But what I noticed that in the mid of the training, they quit and need the mentors, and they start crossing you, and which really hurts you as a teacher, as a trainee, which really you feel a lot that he or she is my student and now he is trying to cross me. I believe that positive competition is good and we should work together, because if we will not work together, we cannot go to any place. By the end we will be I, me, myself. That's it.
Yeah, thanks, Iman. That was really good, and also thanks to everyone, Senamile and Dr. John, that you guys gave really good answer.
Yes. I will definitely going to send you the email, because I like to collaborate with people who are in media. Maybe we can do some great interview, profiling women in science. It's been on my heart, because we need more role models in science.
True.
Thank you so much. And I have dropped my email. Those who want to reach me via email, they can send me an email. And I'm also active on LinkedIn. I'm Senamile Masango, and also in Twitter. You can also like our foundation, Senamile Masango Foundation, on Facebook. Thank you so much. It was really a great honor, Dr. Bennett, Hadel. Thank you, Noeen and Khristine, for inviting me, and to all our participants. Thank you so much for the positive feedback. Indeed, future is female.